Right now, I got the number one song playing. I'm gonna tell you guys what it is in a second, but I just gotta play it over again real quick. And I've listened to this song a million and one times. A million and one times. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since you guys have seen me. I had to take a little bit of a break. I've just been really tied down with work and just been mentally exhausted, mentally drained, to be honest. So I kind of had to take a break, take a breather, and kind of rejuvenate before I got back on the videos. But we're back officially. I'm excited, especially for this video because this is episode number one of my podcast. And as you guys know, if you've been following the channel, this is something I've been very excited about doing since day one is to start my podcast because like that's one of the main things I want to do on the channel. So I'm very excited. Also, if you guys are watching this and it's a Thursday, August 26th, it's actually my birthday when I'm recording this. So go ahead and show me some love in the comments. Send me some birthday wishes. I'd really appreciate that. That would be amazing. All you guys have to do if you want to get me a birthday gift is subscribe to the channel. We're very close to 10,000 subscribers, which is amazing because I just started the channel maybe 5 or 6 months ago. So for me to be hitting this milestone so fast, which I should in the next couple of weeks, it's just absolutely amazing. And it's all thanks to you guys. You guys have just been an amazing community. So thank you so much for that. If you want to go even above and beyond that, you can also support my Amazon wish list. That's in my description. It'll help me to grow the channel a little bit faster and get some additional stuff that will make my podcast and the overall production just that much better for you guys. But yeah, this is video number one, as I said, of the podcast. I'm very excited. We're going to kick things off with my top five Queen songs, my favorite Queen songs. This was very hard to do. This was very hard to narrow down because I want to say I'm about 36 songs deep into my Queen catalog. So I've reacted to Queen by far the most on this channel because they're the ones that I kind of started with. And if you guys have been following me, you know I have a goal of 100 Queen songs that I want to react to. So 36 in, almost halfway there. You guys have been amazing with the recommendations, the Queen Sundays, all of that good stuff. And these are the ones that have kind of stood out to me. So some of these, I don't know if these are going to be mainstream choices or not. I feel like there's a few of them in there that are definitely mainstream and maybe one or two that's not. But for me, these are the ones that stood out the most and resonated with me. And these are songs I actually listen to a lot in my own time because of the meaning behind them and just how well the songs are written and just the significance of them. I just really enjoy these songs. So I wanted to share my top five favorite Queen songs with you and kind of get into more depth of why I like them and why they stand out to me. So let's check it out and see what it's about. All right, guys. So coming in at number five on my list is gonna be "Love of My Life." This song made my top five because I just love how simplistic it is. Like it's so stripped back. It's pretty much just Freddie and Brian playing the guitar, so it's just like a nice little simple guitar solo with Freddie's vocals. But this song stands out to me because it's like a classic love song, you know, like he's almost pleading, and the lyricism and the songwriting in here is just amazing. Like as a poet, because I love poetry, I write poetry, as some of you guys know. So as somebody that writes poetry, and is somewhat of a hopeless romantic, like this song stands out to me so much I had to put it in my top five. And certain things about it, the way that the crowd was singing, the crowd participation, like all of that stuff combined with what Freddie was singing just made it like it gave me goosebumps listening to it. Because obviously Freddie the Great, his voice is so powerful. Like I don't know how to describe his voice, but he's just amazing at what he does. And that just made the song that much better for me. So talk about some of the lyricism in here, the songwriting. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you guys can see. All right, guys. So as you can see on here, just the lyricism, the songwriting is just amazing. Like just the way this is written, it's just beautiful. Love of my life, you've hurt me, you've broken my heart, and now you leave me. Love of my life, can't you see? Bring it back, bring it back. Don't take it away from me because you know what it means to me. And I feel like as people in general, like we can all relate to these lyrics. Like we've all been in a situation where we've been in love with somebody, they broke our hearts. Unfortunately, that's just a part of life. It's one of the worst feelings you could ever go through, because you just give yourself to somebody and they kind of leave you. So it's just incredibly relatable. And I think that's why I love it so much. Like, just due to how relatable the song is and just the level of songwriting in here, I just think it's amazing. Um, and continuing throughout the song, like there's one part that really stood out to me, where it's like, you will remember when this is blown over and everything's all by the way. When I grow older, I will be here at your side to remind you how I still love you. So it just shows like despite whatever is going on, he still has faith that he can somehow recuperate what is missing in their relationship, that he can somehow save the relationship. And I mean, that's a whole lot of level of optimism, but at the same time, that's what love does. Like it takes away the rational and it highlights the irrational, and it just makes it that much of a perfect love song. Like love songs are normally crazy. Like the crazier the story is, the better the love song. So this is why this song made my top 5, Love of My Life. I listen to this a lot. It's one of the most played songs on my Queen playlist. So this is number 5 on my top 5 Queen songs. Let's check out number 4 and see what that one's about. All right, guys. So that was my number 5 song. The number 4 song on my top 5 favorites so far, and it's gonna be different. It's not a love song, but I feel like it's kind of similar, and I feel like this is a pattern with my top 5. Like I'm more so focused on the messaging of the song, and that's kind of been a part of my Queen journey. Like I've transitioned from paying so much attention to just the performance themselves to the actual lyrics and what they're saying. And this is definitely the main reason why this song makes my top 5. So my number 4 song on Queen, that I've listened to so far is Innuendo. Um, and I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that right, but I listen to this song so much just because I love the lyrics in here. It's really the second half of the song that made this song for me. The first half was cool, but there was a segment in there throughout the middle of the song when it kind of slowed down and it kind of shifted, and the song is very complex in that way. Like it starts off fast. There's kind of like almost a break there in the middle where he stops singing, and then he gets into the second verse of the song, and just the things that he's saying is what makes that song for me, and that's why I love this song so much. So Innuendo, let's see if I could share these lyrics with you guys. Yeah. So the first half of the song right here, like it's cool, when the sun hangs in the sky and the desert has sand. Well, all that's cool. Like it's a cool start to the song. But it gets to like around this part right here when he starts this motivational trend in here where he's like, you can be anything you want to be. Just turn yourself into anything you think that you could ever be. Be free with your tempo. Be free. Be free. Surrender your ego. Be free to yourself. And that is such an important message. And like he's basically telling you that the only thing preventing you from being free is yourself, actually. Like your own ego can sometimes block your blessings. So you have to, in order to attain certain levels, like the ultimate freedom that you want to attain, you have to kind of let go of your ego. And I just thought that was incredibly dope that he can make songs and he can have like these, basically have these philosophical conversations with you in the form of a song and have the song sound good at the same time. I just find that incredibly amazing. So I think that part right there is like the main thing, that kind of makes the song for me. And then he continues, you just got to keep on, you just got to keep on trying, tread that fine line. Yeah, we'll keep on smiling. It's just so motivational what he's talking about and the messaging behind it, like I said before. So I don't know if this song might be in a lot of people's top five. I feel like it might not be one of the more popular Queen songs, but in terms of what he's talking about and how it affects me and what I draw from it, this is definitely one of my favorite songs to listen to so far. And so far, that is number four on my top five. So let's check out number three and see what that one is. All right, guys. So my number three song on this list so far is gonna be Who Wants to Live Forever? Jesus, like this song right here gave me goosebumps. I personally think this is one of Freddie's best like singing performance. I want to say the one I saw was at Wembley. Um and the notes that he was hitting, man, like those just gave me goosebumps. Like everything about that song just gave me goosebumps. Like it's such a powerful song. Even the title of the song itself, it just makes you think like who wants to live forever? And it's going back to what I said before. Like he was able to have these philosophical conversations with people and just his thought process in general, like how he's thinking about these things and putting them into song form. I don't know if he wrote this one or Brian wrote it. This one was released in 1986. Um, so I think this one might have been written by Brian. But again, just how meaningful the song is, the notes he was hitting, like, geez, especially the part there where he was starting to sing "Who Wants to Live Forever," and then the rest of the band joined in with the background vocals on there. When they hit those notes, the harmonies, and just how Freddie's voice was soaring through that, like it just gave me insane chills. Like every time I listen to it, like I almost have to pinch myself. Like it's just an incredibly powerful song in terms of the meaning. Freddie's voice, like Freddie is just amazing. That this is a song, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is around the time period I started calling him Freddie the Great, because that guy is just great. And these notes that he's hitting, his voice is just absolutely incredible. So let's dive into the lyrics, um, and see what he was talking about it in here, because I feel like this is just like an amazing song. There's no time for us. There's no place for us. What is this thing that builds our dream yet slips away from us? Like, that's so deep to me. What is this thing that builds our dreams yet slips away from us? So, what is this thing that gives us hope that we can attain something else? We can attain the ultimate form of happiness, yet when we feel like we're close to it, it slips away from us. That just kind of seems like just a frustrating process to be in, to have these dreams get so close and it just slips away. So I feel like just that writing right there is just incredibly beautiful. Like this is the thing I love about Queen and why I listen to them so much. The songwriting is just next to none. Like it's so top tier, the songwriting. Um, and even though the song might seem so gloomy, like he still gives you a level of hope in here, because if you scroll down to towards the end of the songs, he puts a caveat in there. He's saying, but touch my tears with your lips, touch my world with your fingertips, and we can have forever, and we can love forever. For our forever is our today. So it's almost like he's like, who wants to live forever? But in this moment that we're here, like we can make this moment our forever. We can make it so epic, so amazing, so memorable that it will be our forever moment, because we're going to live it to the fullest. So I love that he threw that caveat in there, so it's not so depressing all the way through, because it kind of is a very depressing song, but it's so powerful. Like the notes that he was hitting, the performance of it, everything about it, I just loved it so much. It had to be in my top five. All right, so that was my number three song. So we're getting very close to my number two and number one, and I'll also put a bonus in there as well. All right, guys. So my number two song on this list, and I feel like this might be a surprise to a lot of people because I feel like this is not necessarily one of the most popular Queen songs. I'm not sure. You guys could let me know, but it was released in 1977, and it's "Spread Your Wings." I love this song, man. Like I can relate so much to everything going on here in this song. Not the snow part. The video is. Let's talk about the video. The video itself was hilarious because they were outside. It looked like they were in somebody's backyard, and it looked really cold out there, and they looked like they were freezing. Especially Roger, who was like more elevated than the rest of them because he had to play the drums. And it seems like it was windy out there, and he was taking a battering out there, freezing. And Freddie looked like he was just in the. He looked like he might have even been a little intoxicated. I'm not sure, but in terms of the song and the meaning of the song, like I love it because it's a story. Like I can listen to that song, I could close my eyes and I could follow that song and the scenes would play out in my head word for word exactly how he's describing it. And as somebody that's a writer that loves to write, I love songs like that that tells you a story. And not only is it telling you a story, it's motivational, it's relatable, it's something that we all go through in life. Like you have a dream, you're stuck somewhere. I feel like I can relate to that too. You're stuck somewhere, and the people around you are telling you like your dreams are too big, like you shouldn't pursue them. Like you're in a small town, like there nobody escapes here, nobody attains anything great from here, and it just kind of keeps you trapped in your environment. And basically Freddie is describing the story of Sammy, where he's just saying, hey, spread your wings and fly away. You need to get out of this environment and chase your dreams. But Sammy is struggling because the people around him, example, his boss is telling him, like, hey, like, no one here from, I think it's Emerald Bar or wherever it is, no one from here ever accomplishes anything. Just focus on your little job here and be happy about it. And Sam, he's just depressed. He's stuck in a depression because he feels like this is his reality and he can't escape it. And Freddie's just basically telling them like, yo, just give it a chance, bro. Just fly away. Like you can do it. And I feel like that song is so relatable to a lot of people, myself especially. Um, Especially doing this YouTube thing. I didn't want to start a YouTube because I was like, I don't think anybody would want to listen to anything I have to say. I don't feel like I'm charismatic. Like, I'm not energetic. I'm not super bubbly. Like, I'm not good on camera. Nobody's going to be interested in that. But eventually I started it, and so far it's been going great. So I'm glad I got out of my comfort zone and decided to do it. And I feel like that messaging behind the song is applicable to so many people who want to chase their dreams, but they're afraid to do so. And this is why this song is in my top five and it's ranked so high in my top five. So I literally went back and listened to all the 36 or so Queen songs that I've heard so far. And this one stood out to me heavily just because of what the song is talking about. So let's take a look at the lyrics for this one and see. So, right from the start, you can see Sammy was low, just watching the show over and over again. Knew it was time. He'd made up his mind to leave his dead life behind. His boss said to him, boy, you'd better begin to get those crazy notions right out of your head. Sammy, who do you think you are? You should have been sweeping up at the Emerald Bar. And those are the detractors that I was talking about before. It's like you're going to have these people who even see the potential in you, but instead of encouraging you because they don't want to see you escape the environment and leave them behind, they say all these derogatory things to you to try to keep you down, to try to keep you from realizing your own greatness, even though they themselves see it in you and they just basically don't support you. So I feel like this song is just powerful, man. Like I love the writing, I love the storytelling of it, and it's definitely one of my most played Queen songs, and that's why it's made my number two. Right now, I got the number one song playing. You guys can't hear it because I have the audio muted. I have to for copyright reasons, but this is my number one Queen song. I love this song, everything about it. I'm gonna tell you guys what it is in a second, but I just gotta play it over again real quick. And I've listened to this song a million and one times. A million and one times. All right, guys. So my number one Queen song, favorite Queen song so far that I've listened to. I play the song religiously. I just love the way it sounds. I love the music video for it, especially. I really love all the symbolism that goes on in the music video and how it relates to the song. And this number one is gonna be Under Pressure. Um, I don't know what it is about that song. I just love the way it sounds melodically. It just sounds really good in my ears. It's very high tempo. And as I said, I love the symbolism of the music video. I think that's the main thing that caught my attention. The song is called Under Pressure. You see a lot of things falling apart, bridges being blown up, people falling. Like, so it's literally saying, like, things they collapse under pressure, society collapses under pressure. I love the fact that they highlight very significant moments through human history where times have been extremely tight. So, in the music video, you see them showing like the economic crisis of the 20s, the Great Depression, people lining up in lines trying to get jobs, but there's no jobs. They have to line up to get food because the Great Depression was so severe, and riots and destruction of property, all of these things that have happened through society. Not our best moments, but it's basically saying like these things have we've been under these intense pressures, but somehow we've rise through them. And I love the way it transitioned to the end of the video where it's like the things that previously blew up, that was previously destroyed. I like how they show it in a reverse pattern where all these things are coming back together. So it's basically saying we've gone through those moments as a society, but some way we've found our way back and we've risen better than we ever were before. So I just love the music video. I love the way the song sounds in my ear melodically. I love the symbolism. I love everything about that song. I'm not even gonna get too deep into it. I just love the way it sounds, and it's the song that I play the most out of all my Queen songs, just because of the way it sounds. Um, yeah, so that's my top five. My bonus song is going to be One Vision because, again, it's kind of in line with some of the other songs that I've listened to so far and I've described so far. I love the meaning behind it. I love how deep Freddie gets with the lyrics, or Brian, because I think Brian wrote it. Um, but I love One Vision as well. Like, it almost made my top five, so I would put that as six, but it'll be my bonus. But Under Pressure for right now is my number one. I will not talk about Bohemian Rhapsody because I feel like that song is automatically number one. Like, I feel like it's not even fair to put that song in there because it is just known. It's in a different league by itself, I feel like. So I did not include that one, but don't think I just forgot Bohemian Rhapsody. It's just in a different stratosphere as far as I'm concerned. So for the other songs that I really like, it's gonna be Under Pressure. That's my number one. Um and yeah, so I think this is gonna be a wrap for my first podcast, where I'm talking more in depth about these songs that I've listened to. As time goes on and as we get into week two and week three and week four, I will evolve better. I will have a better understanding of how to do these podcasts and make them more efficient for you. And I will also start to incorporate anyone from my community that wants to do the podcast with me and wants to discuss certain things about these songs live. So I'll actually be doing these podcasts live. I'll do like a video chat where I'll send you the link. You can join if you have a webcam or a camera or anything like that, or even audio. You'll be able to join and be live with me while I'm live streaming. So, whatever songs we're talking about, I would love to hear you guys' opinion and like just your experiences behind the song, like what the song means to you, where you were when you first heard it, what that time period was like, because I know a lot of these were in the 70s and the 80s. So what it was like during that time period, and what it was like for you when the song came out, and the impact that it had on your lives. Because even for me, 20, 30, 40 years later, like a lot of these songs are so meaningful to me, and these are things that I learned a lot from because they're still so relatable. So I can only imagine what it was like when it came out in the 60s and 70s and 80s, in times like that. So I will be evolving the podcast as the weeks go by. This is just week one. It's kind of a test run, giving you guys something longer, but the podcast will evolve. I want to say thank you guys if you've made it to this point in the video. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you like the content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can also hit my Amazon wish link, if you want to support the channel again, or subscribe to my Patreon. And until next week for week two, I will see you. I think week two, I'll be talking about the Bee Gees. So look out for that for all my Bee Gees fans. And also a lot of Bee Gees reaction coming up next week, because I want to be able to talk about some of the reactions that I just did. So thank you guys so much for checking out my podcast. Until next week, I will see you then. Peace.